Have you ever left a meeting just feeling completely drained? Like you just ran a marathon but somehow went absolutely nowhere? It happens all the time, right? A room full of really smart people, all talking past each other, just tangled up in a mess of arguments. But what if there was a simple, elegant way to fix that? To streamline not just your meetings, but your own thinking? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today with Edward de Bono's 6 Thinking Hats. So why does this happen? Well, it's because we try to do everything all at once. Our brain is trying to juggle logic, emotion, data, and creativity at the exact same time. It's like a massive traffic jam where every single car is trying to drive in a different direction. And the result? Complete cognitive gridlock. Nothing moves forward. According to de Bono, the biggest enemy of clear thinking really just boils down to one word: confusion. When we ask our brains to be logical and creative and critical and emotional all in the same breath, we just end up failing at all of them. It's like trying to juggle chainsaws, bowling balls, and flaming torches. It is a recipe for pure chaos, not clarity. De Bono's solution to this is so elegant. He calls it parallel thinking, and it's a total shift in perspective. So imagine this. Instead of everybody in the room attacking each other's ideas, the entire group focuses their brain power in the exact same direction at the exact same time. You stop arguing over who's right, and you start working together to draw a map of the situation. And this slide just lays out that shift perfectly. On one side, you've got traditional thinking. It's adversarial, it's driven by ego, it's like a debate club where the goal is to prove you're right and someone else is wrong. But then, on the other side, you have parallel thinking. This is collaborative. Everyone is adding to the same map. We're putting down the facts, the feelings, the risks, the benefits all together. The goal isn't to win, it's to see the whole picture clearly. And here, this is the secret weapon of the whole system. The hats give you what de Bono calls an ego vacation. See, when you put on a hat, you are no longer defending your personal opinion. You're just playing a role. And that is huge. It completely removes the fear of being wrong or looking silly. It creates this safe space where anyone can contribute any idea without tying their personal identity to it. Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice? Let's meet the tools of the trade, the 6 thinking hats. Each colored hat stands for a specific way of thinking. This gives the group a way to focus on just one piece of the puzzle at a time. First up, we've got the white hat. When you're wearing this one, you are basically a computer. You are only allowed to state neutral, objective facts and figures. No opinions, no interpretations. You'd say things like, our sales went up 15% last quarter, or our top 3 competitors are A, B, and C. This is so important because it builds a shared, factual foundation that everyone can agree on before you go any further. Next, we put on the red hat. This is the official channel for all emotions, intuition, and gut feelings. And here's the most important rule. You never have to justify a red hat statement. You can just say, my gut tells me this client is going to be trouble, or, I just don't like this design. This is so powerful because it makes those hidden emotions visible and says, hey, this is a legitimate part of the map too. Now for the black hat. This is your logical critic. But, and this is key, it's not just about being negative for the sake of it. The black hat's job is to be careful, to be cautious, to point out potential risks, flaws, and dangers based on logic and past experience. It asks the tough questions. What could go wrong here? Why might this fail? This is the hat that makes sure your plans are actually sturdy and viable. This is a perfect example of the black hat in action. See how it's not an emotional complaint like, ugh, I hate this idea. No, it's a logical, fact-based warning. It points to a real legal barrier and a risk that's based on past experience. This is the kind of critical thinking that prevents disasters down the road. And on the flip side of the black hat, we have the yellow hat. This is the hat of sunshine, of optimism. It's speculative and positive, and its job is to deliberately search for benefits and value. A yellow hat thinker isn't just sitting there hoping for the best. They are actively constructive, looking for ways to make an idea work and trying to find those hidden opportunities. Then there's the green hat. This is the hat for pure, wild creativity. When the green hat is on, all judgment is officially suspended. The only goal is to generate new ideas, new alternatives, new possibilities. It encourages what are called provocations. Basically, you can say something deliberately illogical just to jolt everyone's thinking out of its usual rut and onto a new track. And finally, we have the blue hat. The best way to think about this one is as the conductor of the orchestra. The blue hat doesn't think about the topic itself. It thinks about the thinking process. It sets the agenda.
It decides which hat we're going to use and when. It keeps everyone focused, and it summarizes the progress and the final conclusions. Basically, it's the hat that manages the other 5. Okay, so now you know the hats, but just knowing them isn't quite enough. The sequence you use them in is absolutely critical, especially when you're dealing with brand new, fragile ideas. In fact, there's one golden rule that can make or break the whole process. So here it is, the crucial point. When you're evaluating a new idea, the yellow hat must always come before the black hat. Why? Well, think about it. It is incredibly easy to find flaws in something new. It's the easiest thing in the world. And if you start with criticism, a really promising idea can get killed before anyone has even explored its potential value. So first, you have to make a deliberate, focused effort to find all the possible benefits. By forcing this yellow then black sequence, you make sure that the black hat's logical criticism is being applied to a fully explored proposal. The criticism then becomes a tool for making the idea stronger, for refinement, rather than just a weapon for instant rejection. It's the difference between helping an idea grow and just stomping on it before it even has a chance to sprout. So let's bring all this together. The 6 hats method, it's not just some clever meeting trick. It's a fundamental change in how we approach problems. It's about consciously deciding to shift from conflict to collaboration, from arguing about who's right to working together to map out what's possible. And this right here is the ultimate payoff. The goal is no longer about winning an argument. The goal is to build such a complete, such a detailed map, laying out all the facts, the feelings, the benefits, the risks, the creative possibilities, that the best path forward just becomes obvious to everyone. So, what are the big takeaways here? First, simplify your thinking. Just tackle one mode at a time. Second, get ego out of the room by using the hats as roles so people feel safe. Third, make sure every single angle gets explored, from the hard data to the craziest creative ideas. And finally, you will dramatically reduce conflict because everyone is building the map together instead of fighting over the territory. So I want you to think about your own team, your own meetings. Which hat is missing? Are you all just a bunch of black hat critics with no yellow hat optimism to balance you out? Or maybe you're stuck in red hat emotions and you desperately need a dose of white hat facts. The right hat, worn at the right time, can literally change everything. So which one are you going to try on first?